What's up, Fantasy Balls managers? We're back with the Week 5. Oh, fuck, camera's over here. With the Week 5 recap. Um, kind of a good week, honestly. If we're looking at it, don't mind River back there, just having some dinner. No biggie. Um, kind of a big week, right? So let's get into it. We start off with the game of the week from last week. We had Team Wallet going up against Big Bruisers and PED Users. Bit of, I don't want to say surprise here, because Brochard's team's been pretty good. Um, but kind of an underwhelming game from Griff. He came back towards somewhat towards the end. Bit of a rough start, but made a bit of. Jesus Christ, I haven't even eaten yet. Had a bit of a game going into it, right? Pretty solid outing all around. However, Big Bruiser's batters 260 points this week, 260. That's kind of a big deal because that alone would have beaten Team Sternly. Not to throw shade, broken jaw. Also would have beat Eddie, lazy team name. Just Brochard's batters. Oh, and John, Juice Balls, right? So just his batters putting up 260 would have beat three teams this week. Kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. So big game for the Big Bruisers and PED Users. Their third week in a row that they were in the game of the week. And after week one, or their first week in the spotlight, they struggled. They came back in their second week in the spotlight and they won. So this was kind of like a make or break moment for the team, and they pulled out. I gotta say, they pulled out. Moving forward to our I believe, most entertaining matchup of the week, honestly. The Drippy Droppers and Team Badussi going head to head, both now 1-4. Badussi was 0-4 going into this, and Drippy Droppers were 1-3 going into this. So not too overly fantastic teams, but they had some pretty good performances this week. They both scored over 300 points. And if those of you who are paying attention, middle of the day Saturday, these teams were tied. They were tied, separated by a point. I think the last I looked at it was around 10, I think, maybe 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, separated by a point, and Team Badussi had one pitcher left and was able to kind of separate themselves to get the victory. So Team Badussi finally on the winning in the wins column, winning 321 to 302. So definitely by far the most entertaining matchup of the week. Not necessarily the highest scoring or anything like that, but this was a good matchup. Both teams kind of led by their bats. Not really big pitching staffs here. One team put up 93, the other put up 106 with their pitching staff. So definitely the bats that are carried this matchup. But boy, that was an entertaining one. I was checking that the last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it was close each day. So great game. Next, we move on to placeholders versus Team Sternly. Uh, this one is for sure a shock. I know what he's gonna say. I broke my jaw. I couldn't set my lineup. I don't buy it. Put up 60 points on Sunday, 21 on Saturday, 11 and a half on Friday, negative 18 on Thursday. That's what did it, and negative 2 on Monday. Just a bad week, Jake. Just own it, all right? I don't need to hear excuses. Just own it. Team didn't perform this week. Sorry about the jaw, I guess. Figure out how to shotgun. Basically, Cameron, unprompted, told me, and I quote, I expect you to essentially suck me off this week in the recap for winning. I told him that I'm pretty sure YouTube wouldn't allow that, but I'd be down to see how we could make it work. So, keep an eye out on it. But absolutely, a great job from Cam this week. Put up at least 20 points every game. Found out on Sunday that there is a cap on how many starts you can have. So he only put 20 points up. And if you take out Sunday, he had 30 plus every single day. Real consistent performance from him here. Really again, the batters did most of the work. His team's pretty even here. 112 to fuck, where'd it go? Stop jumping. 184. So there's still a bit of a gap, but pretty even in terms of what scoring could be. So great job by Cam, kind of beating Team Sternly, who was one of the powerhouses or the supposed powerhouse, putting up 202 points this week. Kind of embarrassing. Hopefully this is just a bump in the road for them. Don't really know if it is or not, but we hope that they can figure their stuff out going forward into the next week. Then we have my own matchup, backup bullpen catchers versus lazy team name. I walked away with this one, gents. I'm not even gonna lie. I put up 373. That was the highest scoring of any team this week. Honestly, wasn't expecting my team to continue scoring that high. I thought that we'd have a bit of a fall off, and we did a little bit. We were on a 2-game losing streak, but we get a win back here. But my pitching again put up 200 points on its own. So where I thought my pitching was going to be a weak point, when my pitching is hot, I'm a tough team to beat. But lazy team name, not the best week, not the worst week, kind of in the middle of the road. Had a one or two tough days. So it's hard. I jumped out to a 72-13 lead on day one. Hard to come back from that. Eddie. I get it. No problem. And then I put up 100 points on Saturday, and you only put up 22. Again, just hard to do that. Hard to come back from that. I get it. We have those days. But Eddie drops to 2-3. I move up to 3-2. So teams are starting to get. The standings are starting to shake up a little bit. Maybe not shake up, but take some more solid standing. And then I don't want to say most disappointing matchup because it's not. Chumba put up 321, which is respectable numbers, right? But Clubhouse Space Cadets took care of Juice Balls. Again, don't know what's going on with Johnny. His team, I don't even know. Didn't even have a terrible day. He put up at least 18 points in every game. 18 was the lowest he put up, and 21, 21, 22. And he even had a 78-point day. So I don't know. Is John just getting the short end of the stick? I don't know. 86 points from his pitching. Again, we thought that was going to be John's strong suit this year. Only 86.5 points this year, or this week, from John's pitching. So still don't really know what's going on over there with Juice Balls, but I hope they figure it out. I really do. We don't want to see crappy games. We want everybody to be competitive, right? So this week's matchups have already started, and the Knicks are about to tip off. So I gotta wrap things up here. This week's matchups already started, and the game of the week is already hot, boys. Game of the week: Team Sternly versus Team Wallach. Team Sternly coming off their tough week. Wallach also had a bit of a down week. The two 4-1 teams. Actually, we have three 4-1 teams now, but these were the two that were 4-0 going into this week. And both undefeated teams lost, so nobody's undefeated anymore. Sternly just put up some more points. Right now, it's 15-10 in this matchup. This is the matchup this week for sure. For sure, this is the matchup. Juice Balls, John's already ahead 14-3. Let's see if he can keep that up. So yeah, this week's matchup's already started. There's a couple of days. Teams have a couple of days off today. So not everybody's playing today. Probably some low scoring affairs, but we'll see. So best of luck to everybody this week. I know that. Oh fuck, I'm on duty. So I'm just gonna cut it there.